Chapter 1. Welcome to Hollow Creek. The air within Hollow Creek is heavy with tension, thick enough to choke on. Towering concrete walls rise like fortresses against a backdrop of jagged mountains, casting long shadows over the lives locked away inside. Marcus, the poet Ashford's voice echoes the despair of his new reality as he crosses through the iron gates. Each clang of metal reverberates through his chest, marking the loss of freedom he once took for granted. He finds himself among the myriad of inmates, each with their own stories etched into their faces, reflecting pain, regret, and the faintest glimmer of hope. As he navigates the stark corridors, Marcus's mind races, grappling with memories of laughter and love that now feel distant. The prison, with its haunting echoes of lost dreams, becomes both a cage and a crucible for what he hopes to discover, the possibility of redemption within these oppressive walls. Chapter 2. First Impressions. As Marcus Ashford steps through the heavy iron gates of Hollow Creek, the metallic clang echoes in his mind, a harbinger of the life he now faces. The oppressive atmosphere wraps around him like a suffocating shroud, the cold concrete walls reflecting the weight of his regrets. His heart races as he takes in the sight of weary faces, some hardened by time, others bearing the fresh sting of grief. He remembers the thrill of the stage, where words flowed like water, and emotion electrified the air. Here, every shared glance is a silent negotiation of survival, each whisper a potential threat. As the unyielding routine begins, he grapples with his new reality, the routines, the officer's stern commands, and the distant thud of despair pervading the atmosphere. Yet somewhere within, a flicker of hope ignites, a whispering promise that art may yet be his escape, even behind steel bars. Chapter 3. Masks and Facades. Jessica, the con artist Lane, steps into the spotlight, her voice laced with charisma and irony. As she navigates the sprawling yard, she recalls her life before Hollow Creek, woven with charm and deceit, a world where manipulation was an art form. Here, in the harsh fluorescent lights, survival demands sharp wits and sharper tongues. Through expertly crafted stories, Jessica unravels the intricate social hierarchy of prison life. She highlights the unwritten rules governing relationships, how alliances are forged in whispers, and the bitter rivalries that simmer just beneath the surface. Each inmate wears a mask, a facade concealing their vulnerabilities laden with secrets. Jessica's keen observations reveal her complex understanding of human behavior, as well as her longing for authenticity. In this world of enigma, she grapples with her own identity, constantly torn between the roles she plays and the reality that craves admission. Chapter 4. Bonds Forged in Fire. Jessica reflects on the harsh realities of her prison life, a place where trust is as elusive as the sunlight filtering through barred windows. In the beginning, she felt the weight of isolation, navigating a sea of hardened faces and wary glances. But in the crucible of confinement, unexpected friendships began to blossom, forged through shared struggles and whispered confessions during quiet nights. She recounts her bond with a fellow inmate, Mia, whose resilience inspired her to reveal her own vulnerabilities. Together they navigated danger and hostility, laughing in the face of adversity and finding strength in their alliance. Jessica understands that these connections come with a cost, a constant balancing act between loyalty and survival. In a world where enemies abound, each friendship becomes a lifeline, a source of hope in the bleak landscape of Hollow Creek. In these fragile yet powerful alliances, Jessica starts to glimpse a path toward redemption. Chapter 5. Family Ties. Samuel the Protector Ortiz stands at the edge of the basketball court, the sound of squeaking sneakers and distant laughter echoing in his ears, a stark contrast to the life he once knew. As a former gang member, loyalty was everything, an unbreakable bond forged in trust and danger. But within Hollow Creek, those old ties began to reshape. He recalls the moment he realized he wanted more than just survival. He yearned to protect those who reminded him of his younger self, lost and searching for direction. In an environment where betrayal lurks in every corner, Samuel serves as a mentor, offering guidance and a steady hand to younger inmates. Each shared story, each whispered word of encouragement, reinforces the notion that brotherhood can bloom even in the harshest of conditions. As he reflects on his past decisions, Samuel understands that family doesn't just come from blood. It can be found in the bonds formed behind steel bars. Chapter 6. The Weight of Solitude. As the echoes of footsteps fade into the distance, Samuel sits in the cold confines of solitary confinement, where silence reigns supreme. The walls close in, amplifying his thoughts as he wrestles with the haunting memories of his past life. Days blend into nights, and time becomes a merciless haze. He reflects on the decisions that led him here, each misstep a chain binding him tighter. In solitude, Samuel confronts the weight of his former gang affiliations, loyalty twisted into treachery, brotherhood shadowed by violence. But within this darkness, sparks of clarity emerge. He realizes that isolation has gifted him a rare opportunity, the chance to reshape his identity, to become more than the sum of his past mistakes. Drawing on this newfound strength, Samuel pens letters, crafting messages of hope for fellow inmates who may also suffer the suffocating silence, reminding them that the path to redemption begins within. Chapter 7. Whispers of Redemption. As the sun sets behind the high walls of Hollow Creek, shadows lengthen, mirroring the weight in Marcus's heart. In the quiet of his cell, he contemplates his past, a swirling vortex of choices driven by passion and desperation. Each line of his poetry becomes a cathartic release, a reflection of guilt and lingering hope. Regret is a thief, he whispers to the stillness as he scribbles fervently in his worn notebook. His verses capture the essence of lost love and shattered dreams, resonating with the echoes of fellow inmates who share similar burdens. The chilling clang of the metal doors fades as Marcus's words fill the empty space, transforming despair into a profound connection. Through his spoken word, he seeks redemption, not just for himself, but for all who yearn for a second chance. In this moment, art becomes a lifeline, bridging the chasm between confinement and a world brimming with possibility. Chapter 8. Expressions of Freedom. Nina's small cell bursts to life with vibrant energy as she gathers scraps of fabric, discarded paper, and leftover paint from the prison's supply room. Each piece she collects tells a story, a stark contrast to the cold walls surrounding her. Art, she muses softly, is the one thing no one can take away. With each stroke of her brush, Nina transforms her painful memories into colorful landscapes that dance across the page, unfurling her dreams of a life unshackled by bars. Her fingers glide deftly over the canvas, each movement an act of defiance against her situation. Nina organizes informal workshops for her fellow inmates, encouraging them to share their own visions. Here, inside Hollow Creek, creativity becomes a sanctuary, a place to breathe amidst the suffocating weight of confinement. As laughter echoes and colors blend, Nina feels the collective heartbeat of hope, a testament to the resilience of the human spirit and the freedom art can evoke, even within steel bars. Chapter 9. Voices of the Heart. As the fluorescent lights flicker dimly in their confined quarters, Marcus stands before a small gathering of fellow inmates, ready to share his poetry, a medium that transcends the cold steel bars surrounding them. Each word flows like a lifeline, weaving tales of regret, longing, and an unyielding hope for redemption. His spoken word pieces resonate deeply, echoing the shared pain of lost dreams and fractured identities. With every verse, the raw emotions cut through the silence of Hollow Creek, igniting introspection among his audience. The poignant imagery of his past choices and the haunting echoes of missed opportunities transform the bleakness of the prison into a canvas of resilience. In this moment of vulnerability, connections form, eyes glisten with unshed tears, and camaraderie blossoms in the understanding that their stories, while unique, are intertwined by the universal desire to rise above their circumstances. Marcus realizes that their voices, united in sorrow yet filled with hope, can foster a rhythm of healing within these steel confines. Chapter 10. Navigating the System. Jessica, the con artist Lane, knows that survival in Hollow Creek requires more than just grit. It demands a keen understanding of the intricate social hierarchy within the prison. In this chapter, she pulls back the curtain on a world where power is a currency and alliances can mean the difference between safety and vulnerability. Through her sharp wit, she recounts the tactics she employs to navigate the treacherous waters of inmate politics, from observing the subtle gestures of authority to exploiting the vulnerabilities of others. As she describes encounters with influential figures, Jessica's storytelling reveals not just her cleverness, but also the moral dilemmas she faces. She grapples with the consequences of her manipulations, questioning her identity as both a survivor and a strategist. In this unforgiving environment, authenticity feels elusive, but Jessica remains determined to find her truth among the facades, a quest that echoes the heart's longing for connection and integrity. Chapter 11: Unexpected Alliances. As shadows lengthen in the dimly lit corridor, Samuel, the protector Ortiz, reflects on how the prison has transformed him. Surrounded by the cacophony of distant shouts and clanging metal, he recalls the day a young inmate named Leo approached him, desperate for guidance. With a past steeped in gang loyalty, Samuel instinctively recognizes the fear in Leo's eyes, the same fear that once gripped him. In the harsh environment of Hollow Creek, trust is a luxury few can afford. Yet through shared stories of survival and vulnerability, an unexpected alliance forms. Samuel becomes a mentor not only to Leo, but to others seeking refuge from the chaos. He teaches them the importance of brotherhood and resilience, echoing the sentiment that true strength lies in unity. As the days blend into weeks, these bonds weave a protective tapestry, reminding them all that amid despair, hope can flourish, transforming foes into family. Chapter 12: The Healing Power of Art. In the dim light of the rec room, Nina gathers a small group of fellow inmates, her energy infectious as she introduces the concept of an informal art workshop. Using scraps of paper, old magazines, and bits of fabric, she encourages everyone to express their feelings through collage and mixed media. Art isn't just about talent, it's about telling your story, she says, her eyes sparkling with passion. The room buzzes with creativity as inmates embrace this outlet, channeling their struggles, hopes, and dreams into their creations. As they cut, paste, and paint, laughter breaks the oppressive silence of the walls, and a palpable sense of camaraderie builds. Nina circulates, offering encouragement and sharing her own journey, her voice a soothing balm. The walls that confined them seem to fade away, replaced by a shared sense of freedom and connection through their art, a testament to the indomitable spirit of the human soul, even behind steel bars. Chapter 13: The Collective Heartbeat. The inmates gather in the dimly lit common area, an atmosphere thick with shared longing and unspoken dreams. Samuel initiates the discussion, encouraging each voice to rise above the noise of despair. As they share stories of pain and resilience, the walls of Hollow Creek seem to faintly pulse with their collective heartbeat. Each tale is a thread woven into the fabric of their existence, connecting them in a tapestry of sorrow and aspiration. Marcus recites a poignant poem that encapsulates the struggle for redemption, its haunting cadence resonating in the hearts of his fellow inmates. Jessica, with her characteristic charm, recounts moments of vulnerability and unexpected solidarity. Nina's hopeful dreams of freedom spark inspiration as she speaks of her art as a bridge to a brighter future. In this moment, they realize they are not just solitary figures trapped behind bars, but a community united by the quest for healing and transformation.